So as like old people would say, oh, it takes a village, and we have people that are supporting what we're doing. So I think when you have kids and you have a family, it's having a support system. I mean, I think that's really what it takes because like I have a great like I have great support systems. So when Rick Ross came out with that song about Kobe and his wife, and I mean she made a good point because she's like, well, I'm at home and taking care of the kids, and it's kind of like
Hmm.
that's you don't understand it until you're in that situation.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like I can leave and be like, okay, well, she is, putting them to bed, which is a whole nother task. Like children are just a whole nother task. But yeah, I mean, she's feeding them, bathing them, putting them to bed, so I can go out and you can say live my dream, or go, as my son says, go get the money or whatever. But it's you got to have a support system. You got to have someone that understands it. And I
Yeah.
mean, I have to understand it as well. Like I can't just like, oh no, I'm going to do that. Like it's not. I'm dropping everything and going. Like I have to say no to some things. So have a support system that supports you, but also be able to communicate what you're going to do. Because I think a lot of people miss out on that. They see it as, oh, like I'm building up steam, like everyone's knowing who I am, like I can't stop, and they forget all about their family, and that's
Hmm.
kind of how it just tumbles. And I think that's just something that we're you know we're pretty good at it. Like
I mean, I
we
think
have,
communication is like the hardest thing in this world right now. Like, nobody really understands each other. So, like, when you find someone who does and like supports you while you also support them, like, I mean, what,
yeah,
I'm not saying what could go wrong, but it's like, it's easier. It makes life 10 times easier.
yeah. I think that having I mean, and I have to balance it as well. Like I can't just like because you know grant tutoring doesn't take me out of the house. It
Yeah.
used to, but it doesn't anymore. So when grant visual started taking me out of the house, you have to talk. You have to figure out, okay, like we have a Google Calendar. If it's not on the calendar, I get in trouble because I forgot to put it on the calendar.
Yeah.
But talking to her, making sure it's okay, and making sure it's worth it for myself. Like I'm not gonna just go do stuff because, like, I mean, there's if I don't have a game on Friday night, like, and Joe Blow's playing, is it worth it that I go film the game because Joe Blow's playing? No, I can just stay at home. Like
Yeah.
it's fine. So I think that's the biggest way of kind of explaining it. Is just you have to find the right person, and I'm not saying it's gonna be perfect at
If
first
nothing
because
is.
it's nothing is. It's understanding the person, understanding I guess the vision, but also understanding like, hey, like family first. But yeah, and having great grandparents. If you can have great grandparents,
I'm 19 years old, and if I ask my grandma to take me to my doctor's appointment, she's gonna take me to my doctor's appointment.
that
Like,
that's
no, like
that's what
literally,
you.
the grandparents are
I
the
think
best, honestly.
that, and those are like I, I feel like people don't understand how important they are. Good
Hmm.
ones. I mean, you can have
Yeah,
grandparents that will, oh yeah, I'll watch your kid, and they're terrible people. But having grandparents that make sure they're following what your expectations for with your kids can't beat it. Like
yeah,
so,
literally. Love my grandparents.